of person. I'm just not with the weird shit, the hate shit. You know what I mean? That shit for lames and weirdos. These girls ain't got no vision, man. And I told, listen, and this is real talk. And I told this to Moss. I'm not Moss. Yeah, all got. You know, I know. I told the Post. I know. I told it to Master, and I told it to Garrett. You know what I mean? Those same jokers that are not back in, right? I give you the platform, but it's you that gotta go out there and put in the work, right? You guys are gonna pass them, right? I promise you this. That you're gonna pass them, right? And they're gonna be in the same place, talking the same shit. Talking the same shit. Talking the same shit.
You are now in tune with Broadband Bullies. We've been to meet a no one, baby. Let's go. Word around, words around. These niggas tryna check us, okay. Turn around, I'm talking man down. You niggas gon' respect this, I ain't playing with these niggas, I ain't with it. Back against the wall, man, I'm out here tryna get it. I ain't running from nothing. Tell him I ain't never, I ain't running from nothing. You can tell him I ain't never, I ain't running from nothing. What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy NextGen720, and I am back with another video. Yeah. Phil gave a very interesting, interview, or a very candid interview with CNET this week. And if you know what this week, like as far as gaming, it's Gamescom. If you don't know what Gamescom is, it's the equivalent to E3 for North America, but if you don't know, Gamescom is for all of Europe. So anyway, Phil gave a very interesting interview, and he said a lot of things in here. Some things I agree with, some things how should I say, it's kind of a wait and see approach. But I'm gonna give you mine. I'm gonna read some of these things. I'm gonna give you my opinion on it, though. Right? It says here, Xbox Phil Spencer admits that the weakness in first party area until now says we're not done. Xbox boss Phil Spencer admits the weakness in their first party area until now says we're not done. He also talks about how he wants to expand the reach of gaming as a medium. It says Microsoft had beefed up its investments in and committed to exclusive content with its recent announcement of acquisition of 5 new studios, doubling the count of studios under the Microsoft Game Studios banner. In an interview with CNET, Xbox boss Phil Spencer was surprisingly candid, admitting that first-party content had been an area of weakness with the brand until recently, and that their work isn't done on trying to address the problem. Now, if you don't know, Microsoft announced that they're doing E3, that they acquired 5 new studios. AAA studios are going to be responsible for making AAA games. They bought Playground Games. You know what Playground Games they do? They do the Forza and Horizon series. And their next game outside of that supposed to be a massive RPG role-playing type game. AAA budgets. I'm excited about that. They bought the developers from We Happy Few. They also bought Undead Labs, the studio behind State of Decay. They have a new studio called the Initiative, which they said they're going to be responsible for making quadruple content, and they're hiring a lot of talent over there. But also there are rumors of them acquiring or soon to acquire Obsidian. But hear me out though. It says here. Let me go. He said, I've been explaining that we need to up our investment in our first-party studios, and in 3 we announced that addition of 5 new studios, Spencer said. I don't think we're done. People want to play great games on our platform. Yeah. Spencer also talked about where he stands on the expansion of video games as a medium, talking for a moment, not as an executive of the brand, but just as someone who wants to see, someone who seems to be genuinely interested in expanding and spreading the scope of games. He said, what I look at now is this opportunity where you have 200 to 250 million people will buy a console, whether it's from us, Sony, or Nintendo, or someone, or even something else out there that could be coming to the 2 billion people who play video games. Now, I'm going to stop right there. He says, the opportunity with 200 to 250 million people will buy a console, whether it's from us or Sony or Nintendo. The last generation, just think about this, last generation, just to be clear, that there were no losers. Both Microsoft and Sony combined sold about 180 million to 190 million consoles, 95 or 90, whatever. Nintendo sold about 110, 115, whatever. Gaming grew last generation. Now, check it out. Now, the last generation was extremely long, but both Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo sold a lot of hardware last generation. So I want to say this right here. Now, Microsoft, or not just Microsoft, Nintendo, and the Sony, they have access to analytics and numbers that the average Joe don't care about, don't see. That's what the people like, they have firms that go out and research this stuff. And when Microsoft was, not saying that I agree with them, but this is how they make their money. That's why Microsoft now, as a whole, is more profitable than they ever been. Because again, they want their software everywhere. No matter where you're at, whether you have your iPhone, you can have Word, Windows Word. They want their software anywhere. And they're looking at this as the same thing as far as gaming. I'm not saying that I agree, because again, I'm not a fan of Maya, thank you. I'm not a fan of Xbox playing it, because I'm a little old school. You know what I mean? I look at it as I want exclusive software on my console. Microsoft no longer looks at it like that. If you buy that box, cool, but long as you're playing the game, their game. Now, again, I'm not saying that I agree with that, but just looking at it as a business, one-on-one, I can see where they're going. Like I said, I'm not agreeing that I'm not saying that I agree with it, because I don't. I want true Xbox exclusives, right? But Maya, turn the TV down. Thank you. I want true Xbox exclusives. I do. I'm not even gonna lie. You know what I mean? But what makes it look so bad for Microsoft, especially in the last 2.5 years, because they haven't had anything. They haven't really had anything. You got Sea of Thieves, State of Decay, Recall, what's this, that. And when you look across the street, and again, I don't really care for Nintendo's exclusive, but Nintendo has Mario, Zelda, Sony had God of War, Uncharted, Horizon. There's been a big, disparity when it comes to the quality of games. Now, Microsoft said they're looking to address this. Now, maybe next generation, because again, these business decisions that they're making now, these moves, we're not going to see the fruit of this labor until next generation. So a lot of people are saying, they got a whole up wait and see approach. Well, all right, boom, they got 5 new studios and they're buying more. Like I said, there's rumors that they're supposed to be acquiring Obsidian, which is probably true. They're probably going to buy them and some other people. But again, when it comes to buying studios, Microsoft hasn't been the most friendly. If you look at Lionhead, the jokers that did Max Curse of the Brotherhood, or even Rare. Rare's I don't know what the hell's going on with Rare. I have never really been a big Rare fan. I don't care for the art style. But, when they were saying that, hey, they took the handcuffs off Rare, and, because Microsoft had them making Kinect Sports and avatars, or whether they told them to, I don't know. But they said, hey, Rare has the handcuffs off them. Sea of Thieves is going to be their most ambitious game ever. And, that wasn't the case. You know what I mean? So, where I'm going with this, Microsoft, again, and we're talking about games as a service, because that's what makes money for them, and not just for them, for Epic, Fortnite, PUBG. And someone asked me, like I said, there's rumors with this Xbox All Access, where you can get Xbox Live, a console, and Xbox Game Pass for $22 a month. You know what I mean? And they said, well, Microsoft get you to sign this guy, and they still don't give you, exclusive content. I don't see them investing billions of dollars until you say Xbox Game Pass and not put quality content in there, or go after, or quality talent. Games or whatever. I don't see them doing that. Now, again, I could be wrong, and like I said, it sucks. Gamers will be like, "What have you done for us lately?" You know what I mean? And I don't want to wait to next generation. I said I want it, and I want it now. It's my money, and I want it now. Like that tax commercial. I want it now. You know what I mean? I don't want to die and have to experience heaven. I want my heaven while I'm here on earth. You know what I mean? I'm selfish. I want my cake in it. I don't want to wait 2 years. You know what I mean? I don't. But again, I have no choice. Now, Microsoft has the brand itself, the Xbox brand, has been the meme of this generation. It has. You gotta be honest. It has. You know, starting off at the start of the generation. You know, I mean, listen. I never had a problem with the Kinect. I don't. But they didn't support it. I'm always talking the Xbox on and all that stuff. It was cool with me. They didn't support it. But you never sacrifice the specs of your console to include a peripheral. You see what happened with the Wii U. You know what I mean? The tablet actually costs more than the actual system itself. But again, that's neither here nor there moving forward. I'm hoping and praying that Microsoft has long learned from their mistakes. I do. You know what I mean? Now, it's all about the games. And if these acquisitions, these studios can come out there and produce and give us great quality content, regardless of where you can play that, I think all will be forgiven. Because again, you're going to have, such as myself, I'm a console guy. I don't have a desire to play games on my phone. I don't want to, and again, I'm not knocking those who like the game on PC. I don't want to boot up games from my dashboard. I am very simple, plug and play. Told you I'm a very shallow man. I would take beauty before brains. You know what I mean? American way fast cars, apple pie, and bitches with fat ass. That's me all day. That's how I'm rocking. You know what I mean? But again, like I said this before I get the hell up out of here. If Microsoft can deliver on what they're trying to do, it may just work out for them. And it's kudos. And again, I won't be surprised to see maybe Sony even follow suit. You know what I mean? Because again, you have, listen, Sony has $2 billion franchises, two, if I'm not mistaken. One is Gran Turismo, and the other is a cell phone game. Literally, it's a cell phone game. You know what I mean? You see Nintendo putting some of their iconic characters on cell phones. Pokemon Go, they made billions of dollars off that. You know what I mean? You know? Again, like I said, that's them, their version of them getting some of those 2 billion gamers. You know what I mean? But like I said, we're going to see next generation. I know I've been a stickler with Phil because a lot of the decisions that have been made this generation I don't agree with. And again, I say the fish rots from the head back or shit rolls downhill. And he's the face of Xbox, whether it's, and again, I know, you know, a lot of Xbox guys like, oh, it was Donnie D, or it was Terry Myerson, or it was Nadella. I don't care about who. No, listen, it's been horrible. You know what I mean? You know, it's been horrible. But like I said, some guys are going to ride it out. Now, again, like I said, all will be forgiven if they show up next generation and the games are there. Great quality games that can rival God of War, that can rival Spider-Man, that can rival Ghost of Tsushima. You know what I mean? That can rival Horizon Zero Dawn, or, you know what I mean? All will be forgiven. That can rival Bloodborne. You know what I mean? If Microsoft, I'm not saying they have to be clones to those games. If they can come out there and deliver quality games to that level, like I said, all will be forgiven. Now, for those that are going to still buy a console, cool. They have their gun. You know, some people will never buy a console, and they can still play their games, cool. And again, I'm not, you know, I know a lot of Xbox guys like to get and talk about I don't care what makes Microsoft money. I don't care, because that's what, you know, they made 2.10 billion dollars last quarter and gave me nothing. I can care about their money. It's all about the games. So according to Phil Spencer, they're not done, and they're addressing the problem, like I said, you know, their weakness, which is first-party titles. And again, for those of you that have been rocking out with me on this platform for a while, you know that I said they're in a very, very dire situation when you're just back to Gears, Forza, and Halo. I understand that they released other games like Sunset Overdrive or Quantum Break, but as you see, we're not guaranteed to get a sequel to those games. And that's why I give credit to Sony, because at least they will invest into an IP. You know what I mean? Like, who the hell was asking for a Knack 2 or a Gravity Rush 2 to grow the IP? Even look at Uncharted. Uncharted is huge right now. But Uncharted wasn't the success that it is now until, you know what I mean, until they, again, kept going back to the drawing board. Look at God of War. People wrote God of War off after God of War Ascension, which was cool to me. I didn't have a problem with the God of War Ascension. B declared it. But look at God of War, the new, now we're just back to being God of War. My God, God of War is, who would have thought to say that Kratos is bigger than Halo right now? But anyway, this is your boy Next Gen 720. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Phil said they're not done, you know. And again, they talking about giving quality games to and trying to reach 2 billion gamers at the same time. Let me know if you think they can pull it off. This is your boy Next Gen 720. I'm out of here.